Intro. Have you ever noticed that the more available you make yourself to people, the less they seem to value you? You answer immediately, drop everything when they call, always make time for them, and somehow instead of appreciation, you get neglect. It feels backwards, doesn't it? But here's the harsh truth. People don't value what's always within reach. The Stoics understood this deeply, that your time, your attention, and your energy are the most valuable currencies you possess. And when you give them away too freely, you signal to the world that you don't value yourself. In this script, we'll explore why being too available is silently destroying your power, your respect, and even your peace of mind. You'll learn 8 ways over-availability is sabotaging your life, and 4 powerful Stoic strategies to reclaim your value without saying a word. Stay until the end, because what you'll discover might completely change how you show up in your relationships, your work, and your life. Let's begin. Part 1. The illusion of kindness. We've been taught that being available is a virtue, that dropping everything to help someone proves you're a good person, a loyal friend, a dependable partner. And while generosity is noble, there's a dangerous line we cross without realizing it, the line between being helpful and being invisible. When you're always available, you become background noise. You're the option people choose when nothing better is happening. You're the safe bet, the backup plan, the person who will always be there. So why would anyone rush to appreciate you? The Stoics believed in living with intention, not reaction. Marcus Aurelius didn't jump every time someone demanded his attention, even as Emperor of Rome. He understood that his time was finite, his energy precious, and his presence powerful only when it was deliberate. Ask yourself this: when was the last time someone made a real effort to see you? Not because they needed something, but because they genuinely valued your company. If the answer doesn't come easily, it's time to look at how available you've been making yourself. Part 2. Danger 1. You teach people you have no boundaries. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, you're not just being nice, you're teaching. You're teaching people that your time has no limit, that your needs don't matter, that you can be interrupted, delayed, or ignored without consequence. Boundaries aren't walls, they're signals of self-respect. And when you have none, people unconsciously begin to disrespect you, not because they're cruel, but because you've never shown them where the line is. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." If you cannot master your own schedule, your own availability, your own choices about where your energy goes, you are not free. You are owned by the expectations and demands of others. Start here. Identify one area where you've been too available. Maybe it's answering texts instantly, always being the one who adjusts your plans, or never saying you're busy. Choose one and practice pausing before you respond. Let there be space between their request and your answer. That space is where your power lives. Part 3. Danger 2. Your value drops in their eyes. This is one of the hardest truths to swallow, but it's real. When you're always available, people begin to devalue you. Not consciously, but psychologically. Human beings are wired to want what feels rare, scarce, or hard to access. Think about it. When something is always on sale, do you rush to buy it? Or do you assume it's not that valuable if they're always trying to give it away? The same principle applies to your presence. When you drop everything every time someone calls, you send a message: I don't have anything more important than you. And while that sounds romantic or loyal, it actually communicates the opposite. My life has so little value that I can abandon it at any moment. The Stoics didn't play games, but they understood human nature. They knew that respect is earned not by servitude, but by self-possession. When you show that your time is precious by guarding it, by honoring your own commitments first, people instinctively respect you more. Try this. The next time someone asks for your time, don't automatically say yes. Say, "Let me check my schedule and get back to you." Even if your schedule is empty, Practice treating your time like it matters, because it does. Part 4. Danger 3. You attract takers, not givers. Here's a painful pattern. The more you give without limits, the more you attract people who only take. Generous people, empathetic people, kind people, they often end up surrounded by users, energy vampires, and emotional leeches. Why? Because givers signal to takers, I'm here for you no matter what you give back. And takers are experts at finding people like that. The Stoics taught discernment, knowing who deserves your energy and who is simply draining it. Seneca wrote, associate with people who are likely to improve you, not people who see you as a resource to be mined until you're empty. When you're always available, you don't get to choose who has access to you. Everyone does. The result? Your life fills up with people who need, demand, and expect, but rarely reciprocate. Reclaiming your power means becoming selective. You don't owe everyone your time. You don't have to justify protecting your energy. And the people who truly value you will respect your boundaries. In fact, they'll appreciate you more because of them. Part 5. Danger 4. You lose yourself in the process. When you live in constant availability, something insidious happens. You forget who you are outside of being useful to others. Your identity becomes tied to how much you can give, how fast you respond, how much you sacrifice. And one day, you wake up exhausted, resentful, and hollow, because you've been so busy being everything to everyone that you've become nothing to yourself. The Stoics believed that the most important relationship you have is with yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." But if your soul is constantly occupied by other people's needs, where do you retreat? You must create space for yourself, not as a luxury, but as a necessity. Time to think, to rest, to pursue what matters to you. Time that is non-negotiable, unavailable, sacred. This isn't selfish, it's survival. Because if you don't protect yourself, no one else will. Part 6. Danger 5. You become resentful and bitter. At first, you feel good about being available. You feel needed, helpful, maybe even loved. But over time, when the appreciation doesn't come, when people take and take without giving back, something shifts. You start to feel used, angry, bitter. And here's the kicker. You can't even fully blame them because you never set limits. You trained them to expect this version of you, the one who always shows up no matter what. Resentment is what happens when you betray yourself repeatedly in the name of pleasing others. It's your soul's way of telling you, this isn't sustainable, this isn't fair, this needs to stop. The Stoic response: take responsibility, not for other people's behavior, but for your own. Stop waiting for people to appreciate you more. Stop hoping they'll notice your sacrifice. Start valuing yourself enough to say no more. Part 7. Danger. Opportunities pass you by. While you're busy being available for everyone else, life is moving forward, and you're standing still. Opportunities require focus, energy, and time. But if all of yours is given away, what's left for your own growth? The Stoics understood that time is the one resource you can never get back. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Every hour spent being overly available to people who don't truly value you is an hour stolen from your own potential, your goals, your dreams, your peace. What could you build if you protected your time the way you protect others' feelings? What could you become if you invested in yourself the way you invest in everyone else? Start treating your time as the non-renewable resource it is, because once it's gone forever. Part 8. Danger. 7. You lose your mystery and magnetism. There's a certain magnetism that comes from being slightly unavailable. Not games, not manipulation, just the natural allure of someone who has a life, a purpose, something important happening beyond the reach of others. When you're always available, you become predictable, safe, boring. People stop wondering about you, stop chasing you, stop valuing the moments they do get with you, because they know you'll always be there. The Stoics weren't trying to impress anyone, but they understood the power of self-containment. They didn't need constant validation or attention. They were complete within themselves, and that completeness made them magnetic. You don't need to disappear or play hard to get. You just need to have a life worth living, one that doesn't revolve around being accessible to everyone at all times. Part 9, Danger. 8, you become exhausted and burned out. Finally, and most dangerously, being too available destroys your energy. Physically, mentally, emotionally. You can't be everywhere for everyone without eventually collapsing. Burnout isn't dramatic. It's the quiet erosion of your capacity to care, to function, to feel alive. The Stoics valued resilience, but they also valued rest and self-preservation. They knew that you cannot serve others or yourself from an empty vessel. Protecting your availability isn't selfish. It's survival. It's sustainability. It's the only way to keep showing up as the best version of yourself. Part 10, Strategy. 1. Create sacred unavailability. Now, let's talk about reclaiming your power. The first strategy is to create windows of time where you are completely unavailable. No exceptions. These are your sacred hours. Time for rest, for creativity, for solitude, for whatever fills your soul. No calls, no texts, no obligations. Communicate this clearly if needed, but don't apologize for it. You're not being rude. You're being responsible for your own well-being. Part 11. Strategy 2. Delay your responses. You don't have to answer immediately. In fact, you shouldn't. By pausing before responding, you signal that you have a life beyond your phone, that your attention is valuable, and that you think before you react. This simple practice restores balance and respect in your relationships. Part 12. Strategy. 3. Say no without guilt. No is a complete sentence. You don't need a reason, an excuse, or an apology. Practice saying, I can't commit to that right now. That doesn't work for me. I need to prioritize something. Else, the right people will respect you more for it. Part 13. Strategy. 4. Invest in your own life. The best way to stop being too available is to have something worth protecting. Build a life so rich, so full, so meaningful that saying no becomes easy, because you have something better to say yes to: your goals, your peace, yourself. Ending, reclaim your power. Being less available doesn't make you cold. It makes you valuable. The Stoics knew that power comes not from controlling others, but from mastering yourself, your time, your energy, your presence. Stop giving yourself away. Start guarding what's sacred, and watch how the world begins to treat you differently, with more respect, more appreciation, and more genuine connection. Your power was never in how much you gave. It was always in knowing when to stop.